I've been traveling through Bihar and getting you all those ground reports over the last 2 weeks. And by the fag end of the first phase of polling, which is going to take place in Bihar, we noticed that the main issue which is suddenly emerging, I would not actually call it suddenly, but which is one of the prime issues, is that of the law and order. From calling Tejashwi Yadav's nomination as the CM face of the Mahagathbandhan as an indication of the return of the Jungle Raj days of the Lalu Raj, to the BJP also facing a similar attack from Tejashwi Yadav.
लेकिन आरजेडी ने कांग्रेस की कनपट्टी पर कट्टा रखकर मुख्यमंत्री की उम्मीदवारी का वो प्रचार का जो हथियार था ना वो भी चोरी कर लिया.
With the Mahagathbandhan's manifesto focusing on zero tolerance for crime, with BJP plus Nitish Kumar repeatedly raising the issue about how there would be lawlessness in case the Mahagathbandhan comes to power, and how the NDA has ensured that women and people are safe in Bihar thanks to their governance. So why am I talking about law and order now? Hello and welcome to yet another episode of One Take, and this time round from the national capital of Delhi. I'm focusing on Bihar again, and I'm also focusing on the law and order factor as the upcoming Bihar elections. That is because of Anant Singh. Now, Anant Singh is a very well-known Bahubali. He was a JDU candidate from Mokama, and he's now been arrested for the murder of Prashant Kishore candidate from the same area. And therefore, the question I'm asking you this is that Anant Singh's arrest, his alleged involvement in the murder, bring the focus back on the entire issue of law and order? Does it give a handle to the Tejashwi Yadav factor and to the Mahagathbandhan and help it show a mirror at the NDA? And does this raise a larger question that in Bihar is Hammam mein sab nange hai? We know that one of the main planks on which Nitish Kumar has been governing Bihar has been on the factor of being a Sushashan Babu, someone who has ensured that Bihar is safe. I myself went back to the state after a good 15 years for the last time coverage I did. And this time round, what I pleasantly found is that when earlier we as reporters were asked to return back to our hotels and to our rooms by say 4 o'clock or 5 p.m. because it was considered to be unsafe to be after sunset, this time round I remember I was having chai alone at a dhaba while I was travelling from Gopalganj back to Patna. Was this a sign and an indication that things are safer for women? No one was watching me, no one was keeping track of me, and I walked quietly back to my car. This became a poster point as far as the NDA is concerned. This is what the NDA is repeatedly talking about and claiming that we are not like the Mahagathbandhan. Tejashwi Yadav may talk about zero tolerance for crime, but at the end of the day, he is his father's son. There is going to be a remote control ki sarkar ruled by Lalu Prasad Yadav and his wife Rabri Devi, the former Chief Minister of Bihar. And eventually, it is going to be the Lalu Raj or the Jungle Raj. We've reported on this earlier that Tejashwi Yadav knows this. He's aware of this narrative being pushed in by the BJP, which is why he's being very careful with his words, which is why he's insisting on the fact that there will be zero tolerance. Even if my own is involved, I will not tolerate it. That's the big narrative which is coming in from Tejashwi Yadav. But he knew that the legacy is something which is very difficult to brush off. There are instances of Bahubalis being given tickets from the RJD, which were flaunted by the BJP. For example, Shahabuddin's son being given a ticket, Munna Shukla's daughter being given a ticket. I got to that report. But now, with Anant Singh's arrest, are the tables going to be turned on Nitish Kumar and on the NDA? The fact remains is that Bihar is known for his track record of Bahubalis, of the fact that how there has been a Jungle Raj, how these henchmen of politicians, of how these so-called Bahubalis, some would perceive them as Robin Hoods, are the ones who have ruled over the politics and economy and the social structure of Bihar. They're a reign unto themselves, dictated it, they call the shots, and even when they're behind bars, many of them manage and do control the situation. And that's the reason why Munna Shukla was shifted out from the jail. And therefore, this became a political issue. Now what Anant Singh's arrest is done, and look at the kind of responses which are coming in from opposition political parties, pointing a finger at the NDA, at the Prime Minister. And therefore, when recently the Prime Minister raised this comment about it will be the return of the katta, या katta leke or rifles leke घूमते थे when it was Mahagathbandhan or Lalu Prasad Yadav's rule over Bihar, those days will come back. It evoked very, very strong responses. The Congress President, Mallikarjun Kharge, said that I'm going to give a rebuttal, and he did give a strong rebuttal to the Prime Minister's claim. Tejashwi Yadav also went on to say that this is the kind of a language which does not behove that of the Prime Minister.
आज तक हम किसी प्रधानमंत्री को इस तरह की भाषा हम लोगों ने नहीं देखी। कट्टे की बात करें, गुजरात में जाएंगे तो फैक्ट्री की बात करेंगे, सेमीकंडक्टर फैक्ट्री की बात करेंगे, आईटी पार्क की बात करेंगे, डेटा सेंटर की बात करेंगे। अब बिहार आएंगे तो कट्टे की बात करेंगे।
He's also made the point that NDA is no one to point a finger at us. Look at their own failing law and order situation. Let's talk about paper leak at the state capital of Patna. Let's talk about the fact that there are no jobs, there is no governance, there is a law and order problem, how people are being targeted. That is the kind of mirror which the Mahagathbandhan is trying to show to NDA. The fact remains that Anant Singh rose to power not because he did not get any political patronage. Of course he did. The fact that he was fielded as a candidate also goes on to show the kind of power he wields. He was brazen, he was unrepentant when he was arrested, and he also was very confident by saying, I'm going to be out soon. We have also seen in the cases of many other states, like in Punjab, Amritpal Singh winning elections, despite the fact that there have been serious allegations against him. Does it really matter in a state like Bihar? Does it really help if you are a Bahubali? Well, I mean, I'm not going to focus completely on the futures of the Bahubalis, because I'm sure the Munna Shuklas and Shahabuddins and Anant Singhs would not have flourished if they did not have a political cover for themselves. But the fact is that this is a closely contested election. Tejashwi Yadav is being very aggressive. He knows it is his do or die chance and possibly one of his last chances at power. Which is why he's trying to be very, very careful, not playing the card which the Congress is playing, not talking much about vote chori, no personal attacks on the Prime Minister, being careful with his words, being very mellow, keeping his focus on the two soft spots or the weak points of the Mahagathbandhan. One, of course, a law and order situation, where he says that even the police needs to be sensitized so that they understand that people will have to be made to feel safe. He talks about looking after the women and girls so that they can move freely. He also talks about jobs. Pretty much the same thing which the NDA is talking about. But for the NDA, the handle is Lalu Raj, talking about the fact that how Lalu actually encouraged these Bahubalis to flourish. Now with Anant Singh's arrest, this is a strong handle in the hand of Tejashwi Yadav as well as of the Mahagathbandhan, which is why they are all guns blazing, they are all out. In a state which is known for its caste-ridden politics, which is going to be the main factor about how the Biharis are going to vote, in a state where lawlessness is something which many people find normal, in a state where Bahubalis are not something which are seen in a down manner or people are ashamed of, where they have their own supporters, where for many of the people where they rule over and reigned over, they are seen as Rakhwalas, called Robin Hoods. In that state, interestingly, development, vikas, jobs and law and order has become the electoral slogan as well. This, I think, is also a promising sign, because these are the issues on which people really should be voting for. But on this, both the NDA as well as the Mahagathbandhan, to my mind, are equally on a soft wicket. Which way will the people of Bihar vote? Will Anant Singh episode change the dynamics, not just of the caste, but also the dynamics of the law and order situation? And as we head closer and closer to the end of the Bihar elections, will the elections in Bihar, will the ballot be cast not just on caste, but also on law and order? Will the Biharis ensure that they feel safe, that it's safe for women to go out and travel and work? And will the Bahubalis finally be given what is their due, which is justice being meted out to the people who may have suffered in their hands? Will Anant Singh be the turnaround movement as far as the battle for Bihar is concerned? Do give in your responses on the social media timeline, and thank you so much for watching.